Hi all, this is Suzanne Williams and I am with Essential Oils Health Matters and Living a Wholesome Life, and I just wanted to welcome you all to our channel. If you've been following us, you know that we are doing a positive affirmation every day. Super excited. I can see how even just doing these positive affirmations every day makes my day go better. And I'm hoping that if you are following us and you are concentrating on the affirmations and saying these affirmations, that it's making your day go better too. Okay, so again, if you've been following us, you know that we have an affirmation for the day, for the whole entire week, and an affirmation for the day. And we are using Dr. Susan Lawton's Positive Peaceful Growth Calendar, and it looks like this. Anyway, and the affirmation for this week in the book is I am judgment free. Now, we all need to judge things. We need to judge right from wrong, truth from error. So the affirmation that I am suggesting for the week is I judge righteous judgment, and I judge with compassion, and I wait to get all of the facts, or as many facts as I can, before I judge. So when we're judging, and we all need to judge a lot of different things during our day, right? When we're judging, we want to make sure that we're judging compassionately, that we're judging after we have as many facts as we possibly can. And I guess in the end, what we're doing is we're trying to judge the way we would want to be judged. And the other thing that I wanted to say is we are reserving condemnation, because so many people think that condemnation is part of judgment, and it doesn't have to be, right? It doesn't have to be part of judgment at all. We can say to our children, "Hey, your room's dirty. You need to go clean your room," without saying anything that is condemning about that, right? I think that with that too is we can talk about issues without having people feel bad, especially as we're trying to judge very generously, to judge very compassionately, and to make our judgments helpful to us and other people around. Anyway, so I just wanted to talk about that. And so I know that you guys are all working super hard to up your level of compassion on your judgment and your level of fact finding. And so, but I'm super excited too to introduce the affirmation for today. And the affirmation for today is I love my sense of humor. And I'm just guessing that when you were 3 and when you were 4, you probably thought you had an amazing sense of humor. Like, you would do things and people would laugh with you and, call you funny, call you silly, whatever. Your parents probably just loved and loved and loved on you. And you probably had this wonderful, warm sense of humor, right? And, I don't know if we're all that way, or if some people come down more happy and joyous and fun-loving. In fact, I think that they do. I do think that some people come down more happy and joyous and fun-loving. But I do think that as children of God, we can create that in us if it's not already there. So, when I think about my sense of humor, I am not a type of person who usually tells jokes. And I'm not the type of person who usually thinks of really fun, witty quips. You know, when someone's talking and then someone just throws in like a super fun, witty quip and like the whole room bursts out laughing. Or, don't we all love and appreciate people who have that talent? Well, I guess that in the heavens, I did not work very hard on that talent, because that is not just something that comes naturally to me, although I'm usually the one laughing, right? I'm usually the one laughing at what people are saying. And, well, and I guess that depends too. So I feel like that I laugh more around some people than others. And I don't know what it is. There's just some people, whenever we get together, we are laughing. We cannot stop. And I don't know, maybe it's just like your best friends or something like that. But when you get together, you just can't stop. You just can't talk without laughing. It doesn't even matter what if you're talking about something happy, you guys we're laughing. And if we're talking about something sad and oh my goodness, it was so tragic, we are laughing about what we're talking about. Just because like, oh my goodness, like we are all in this together, right? And so when I get together with some people, that is the way I am. And then when I get together with some people, I am not that way as much. And I don't know if you're the same way. Maybe you laugh more with some people than with others. Maybe it's like the persona that we have to put, that we think that we have to put on sometimes. I need to be a more serious mother to my children because I'm having to say, okay, come, let's do our homework. Okay, come, let's do our chores. You know, maybe some of the interactions that we have take away a little bit of our humor. But I'm just hoping that as we go throughout the day, and you can stick on whatever affirmation you want to stick on. Like if you wanted to stick on working on loving your sense of humor, you know, for a week, for a month. This month, I'm going to love my sense of humor. Maybe for a year. This year, I'm going to love my sense of humor. I'm just going to guess that the more time and energy that you give to an affirmation, the more that quality is going to grow in you. And the more you're going to start seeing that more in yourself, and the more people around you are going to start seeing that in yourself. Okay, so I just wanted to, I'm usually not a joke teller, but I was talking to some of my children. I'm like, oh, okay, do you want to come on and tell a joke? And they're like, no, we have other things to do. But so I just wanted to tell you 2 jokes super quick. The first one is, why can't trees be trusted? Why can't trees be trusted? Okay, so the answer to that is because they're shady. Anyway, I thought that was super funny. And, okay, and so I'm going to tell you another joke, and then I'm going to explain it for people who don't get the joke right away. So, why did the people who love to go to the temple cross the road? Okay, so the answer to that one is to help people on the other side. But I'm going to need to explain that one to you a little bit. So I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and we actually believe that there are certain covenants. We believe that everyone on earth is a child of God. A daughter of God, a child of God, a spirit, not like a physical child of God like Jesus was, but like a spirit child of God. We believe that Heavenly Father is the Father of all of our spirits. And so we're all kind of brothers and sisters. We're all spirit brothers and sisters here on earth. Anyway, so that's one of our beliefs. And we also believe that there are certain covenants that God wants us to make in order to get back to Him. And one of those is baptism. You know, Christ was baptized. We believe that He set the pattern of things that we are supposed to do. And so one of the things that we believe in is being baptized. And we also believe that husbands and wives can be sealed together for forever, so that their marriage just doesn't, it's not just like a till death do you part marriage, but it's also a eternal marriage, a marriage that just goes on and on forever, even after people die and are resurrected. If they're good, right? If they're good. And so we believe that people who died without that opportunity to be baptized, or that opportunity to have a marriage sealing that could last forever, that other people could then go in and be their proxy and do that work on behalf of them. And then people in the other life, in I guess people would call it the afterlife, you know, after where you go after you're dead. People in who have died and gone on back basically to heaven, that they can choose to accept that baptism if they want to accept it, and accept that marriage sealing if they want to accept it, or not, right? We believe that they get to choose to reject that baptism or reject that marriage sealing if they want, which I love. I feel like that God loves to give us choices. He doesn't want us to do things that we don't want to do. He has consequences, you know, like if we're going to lie, he's not going to bless us like he would bless us if we were telling the truth. But he gives us the choice. And so so when I was talking about that joke, that why did the temple worker cross the road to help people on the other side, we believe anyway that people, like if I had a mother or a grandma that was not baptized, I could go in and do her work and be baptized for her. And again, she would get the chance to accept or reject that. Anyway, so those were just 2 jokes that I thought were kind of funny for today. So again, I'm not really a joke teller, nor am I like a really witty, quippy person, right? But I do other things that I think has a fun, that I think helps me have good humor and helps those around my family have good humor. One is that I love doing family activities, fun family activities. I love doing that. And so I do think that keeps us all more happy and more together. And I love reading the comics. I think I started reading the comics in the newspaper when I was super little girl, and all of my, I've definitely made, or not made, but introduced the Sunday comics and the other comics throughout the week to my children, and my children love them. I think they're like little witty, little spotlights on life. Anyway, so that's one thing I do. I love watching comedies, and especially like from the 1940s and 50s, like that is one of my favorite movie time periods. And so when you think of you being in a good humor, you don't have to be the class clown to have a good sense of humor. And you don't have to have a joke every day. Although I have to say that those people who can tell jokes lighten people's mood, right? They lighten people's mood. And so I'm very thankful for people who can tell jokes and people who are cracking jokes and who are witty. Maybe that's something that I should try to develop a little bit more. I think that would be a fun thing to do. So anyway, today we are loving on our sense of humor, and I want you to think about, what's your sense of humor like? And think, who do I get my sense of humor from? Do I get my sense of humor more from my mom, from my dad, from my brothers or my sisters? Did I have a friend? Like, who do you really admire that you think has a good sense of humor? And then let's just try to bring that laughter and that lightness and that non-seriousness. Like, we can have serious things happen to us, but we can face them with faith. So here I'm going to say one of my favorite quotes that I love is by Marjorie Pay Hinckley, who was the wife of the prophet Gordon B. Hinckley. And she said, there's just 2 ways to get through life. You can either get through life by laughing, or you can get through life by crying. She said, I prefer to get through life by laughing because crying gives me a headache. Well, crying does not give me a headache. I'm actually really good at crying, and I'm really good at embracing some of the mournful and sad things in my life. But I do think that it's super nice and fun when we can embrace the humor in our lives, right? Okay, so that is what the affirmation is today. I love my sense of humor, and the affirmation for this week is I am judgment free. And maybe let's be a little bit less judgmental on what things we can't lighten up by cracking a joke or saying something witty or introducing some fun into the situations. Okay, so you know that this week we are diffusing 2 drops Melaleuca, which is the oil of energetic boundaries, 2 drops of Juniper Berry, which is the oil of the night or the unknown, and 2 drops of Douglas Fir, which is the oil of generational wisdom. And today, on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we love to go in depth talking about one of those 3 things that we're diffusing. And today we are going to be going in depth on Juniper Berry, which is the oil of the night or the oil of the unknown. So as I'm doing that, this is one of my very, very favorite books on it. It's Essential Emotions, Your Guide to Process, Release, and Live Free. right? Because we all have emotions and we all have things that happen to us, but we don't want to be driven by our emotions. We don't want to be driven by the events that happen to us. We want to act on things. We don't want to be acted upon by things. And essential oils can help in that journey. So, going on, I'm not going to read you this whole thing. Got to get the book. It's at Aroma Tools or My Oil Life if you want to read the whole thing. But I did want to read you some parts of it because I really love the way they phrase it here. It says, Juniper Berry assists those who fear the dark or unknown aspects. And those unknown aspects could be about you or about life in general. So if you fear the unknown, or if you really don't like the dark, you just really don't like the dark, or you have a fear of the dark, Juniper Berry can help. Just to let you know, Juniper Berry is one of the amazing oils that if your children are having nightmares or if they're having night terrors, putting a drop of Juniper Berry on their pillow can work wonders. It can work wonders. You can also just take a little bit of a not even a full drop. You wouldn't even need a full drop if you did this, but you just kind of tilt the bottle and then you rub it on your heart area, rub it on the back of your neck, rub it on your head. You can also rub it on your toes. Those are all super great places to rub essential oils on before you go to sleep. And that can also help to stave off the nightmares or the night terrors. So when I'm talking to you about dreams, I think that there are many reasons why we have dreams. Like, who knows? I am definitely not the expert on dreams, but I think there's a few reasons that we might have dreams. One, God might be trying to tell us something. Okay? In the scriptures, many times people had dreams. Like Joseph in Egypt, or I guess it was the Pharaoh who had a dream, and then Joseph in Egypt came and helped, save Egypt from the famine. Anyway, so sometimes God talks to us in dreams. But I'm not going to say that every single dream that we have is a dream from God. I just don't feel like that. So maybe some of your dreams do come from God, and you're going to have to figure that one out. Like if you get a dream, you're wondering if it comes from God, ask Him, right? We can all pray and ask God. So that's one of the ways that, or one of the reasons we have dreams or nightmares. And one of the other things, and I do think that if something is reoccurring, that we definitely have something that we need to work out, whether that's coming from ourselves or from God. We definitely have something that we need to work out. And that's the other place that I wanted to talk about where dreams come from. So dreams often come from things that we are trying still to process through. Maybe something happened that day and you dream about it in maybe you just dream about it straight, or maybe you kind of dream about it in symbolic ways, but it's just your brain's way of helping you work through what happened that day. You can also have dreams trying to work through things that have happened in your past. Okay, so I think that's one of the reasons we get dreams. And then sometimes, who knows? Maybe we get, maybe it's something that we eat that gives us a dream. Maybe it's something that, I don't know, maybe we just have dreams for who knows what reason. Anyway, but if you're having nightmares, definitely Juniper Berry is one of the things that can help. And if you are having reoccurring dreams, I would definitely suggest that you take them a little bit more seriously and say, what is this reoccurring dream all about? What am I supposed to learn here? Do I feel like it's something that God is trying to tell me? Is it something from my past that I'm trying to work through? Anyway, I think dreams can be important, and dreams can be fun, and dreams can be scary too. And anyway, Juniper Berry can help with the scary dreams. Okay, the other thing that I wanted to say about Juniper Berry is that it can help with people who have fears. So, because it can help us not be afraid to address a fear. So I have to say that for years, I'm going to say like 8, 7, 10 years, whatever it was, for whatever reason, I developed a fear of driving on the freeway. And it was I could basically go everywhere I wanted because I I mean, I live in a place where everything is relatively close. And so sometimes I would just take the back roads and it would take me longer to get there, but I would get there. But then this year, I decided I am tired of that fear. I am just ready to let that fear go. And so I came up with this whole process of getting me back on the roads, getting me back driving on the freeways. So, and I did, and it feels so good. Now, I don't know that I'm 100% over that fear. So maybe next time I'll be taking some Juniper Berry with me to help me stay calm and know that I got this, that I got this. So whatever your fears are, I want you to think of, are your fears protecting you? Maybe your fears are something that is super good, like maybe I'm afraid of a tiger. I'm not going to get in a tiger's den, right? That fear actually protects me. So we have fears that protect us, and then we have fears that don't serve us. So if you have some fears that are not serving you well, I would definitely say that Juniper Berry will be a oil that you might. Great way to use it emotionally for emotional support, and I think that would be really, really good. Juniper Berry too can help individuals who don't like to self-examine. Like, there are some people, like I'm a psychology major, right? And so I love examining myself, and I love examining the motivational things. Why? Like, I'm always trying to figure out, why are they doing that? Why are they doing this? Why am I doing this, right? Why am I reacting this way? And so I love the self-examination and the self-evaluation, but some people don't. Some people don't like to look at their own behavior. They don't like to look at the why. They're afraid to look at the why. So, and it's good to look at our behavior, because then we can change it. We can decide what serves us well, what doesn't serve us well, and we can change, right? So if you're one of those people who really, really hates looking at your own behavior, or if you know someone like that, Juniper Berry can also be a very, very good oil to help serve those people. Okay, so it's just Juniper Berry. It goes on to say, love this little sentence here, that Juniper Berry tells us that there's really nothing that we need to fear on that. Okay, so Caleb's going to get the door really quick.
Hey, is your mom here?
Tell him I'll be out in like 3 minutes. Have him walk around the block or something. Okay. My walking people are here. I love walking. I just didn't look at my time. Anyway, I have two ladies that I love walking with. I hope that everyone has a friend that they get together with on a regular basis, because it just helps you be happy and stay in good humor. I'm just going to say that one. Okay, so really, really quick, the negative emotions that it addresses, Juniper Berry addresses, is irrational fears, recurrent nightmares, disrupted sleep, and avoiding. So if you have people that are super avoidant, Juniper Berry can be good for that too. Okay, and then positive properties that it helps to bring in is feeling protected, peaceful dreaming, feeling courageous, and being self-aware and wanting to be more self-aware. Okay, so that is Juniper Berry. I'm reminding you again that we are diffusing 2 drops Melaleuca, the oil of energetic boundaries, 2 drops of Juniper Berry, which is the oil of the night and of the unknown, and 2 drops of Douglas Fir, which is the oil of generational wisdom. And the amazing affirmation for today is, I love my sense of humor. I hope you love your sense of humor. I hope you let your humor and your light and your bubbliness and your silliness, I hope you let it shine through for all around you and for yourself. You're going to feel so much better when you are taking life a little bit lighter. Okay, so that's my, and the song that we are, listening to for the week. The song that I'm suggesting that we listen to for the week to be judgment free is Lord, I Would Follow Thee. But if you know what, here's the challenge for today. Yesterday's challenge was writing about the good that you have helped, that you have shared with others. And I hope that you've done that challenge from yesterday. Today's challenge is, let's just put together a silly playlist. I remember when I was like 8 years old, and I had this this record called Silly Songs or something like that, and it was boom boom, ain't it great to be crazy, and it was just super super fun and silly songs. So I I invite you, we totally invite you today, if you want to make a playlist of just silly songs that you think are fun. Okay, this is Suzanne Williams with Essential Oils, Health Matters, and Living the Wholesome Life, and I hope that you have a day full of good humor and that you make that good humor and you carry that good humor wherever you go. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.